Well, hey folks, just out in the shop today. I got a mess to clean up out here. Got to take care of my high mech. We got to figure out some storage out here. Maybe build a little shelf or something. But while we're out here, we're gonna run some gold over the cleanup sluice so we can have a look at some gold. And while we're out here, I got to repair this chair. It's a nice little lightweight camping chair. I can show it to you, but kind of broke on me last time we were out. So I'm gonna try to redneck repair that thing today and see if we can get it done. All right, let's see some gold and do some fixing and stuff. All right. All right, first things first. We got to get a little bit of jet dry in this thing. Something to break that surface tension, as you all know. So I'll put a little bit in there. Doesn't take much. You can use that or dish soap, but one thing I've noticed, and I've seen a lot of other people fail on sometimes, is they use too much soap, and I've done the same thing in the past. And everything just gets super bubbly, and I get a little afraid that the gold might float on those bubbles. But what I found is if you're using dish soap, just open the cap. Don't even squirt any in. Just dunk the end of your dish soap bottle in just a couple times, and that's enough. So that helps to not use too much soap. But we got some material right here in this pan. There's some gold in here. I'm gonna put a little jet dry in there too. Got some floating debris on there. I'm sure that's just organics and whatnot. That'll wash right out. It's nothing that we want to capture there. There's not any gold in that floating stuff there. That's just like I said, organic debris. So we'll run a little bit over on this, see how it's flowing, and then we'll take a look at that broken chair and try to fix it. A little bit more. That's not too bad. You see the gold showing up? See it in there? Let me try to give you a better view here. Try this light. Well, that don't really help, but you can see the gold showing up in there. It's gonna be a good one. All right, let's keep running this stuff and we'll just keep on having fun. I like gold. All right, let's have a look at this chair. Now, hopefully, I'm going to be able to keep this in camera view. Not too good at this stuff, but I'll try to make it work. Now, look at the screen here, yep. Alright, you see, last time we were out, let me put this thing together. Let me put the frame together, then I'll explain to you better what happened and how I think we're going to fix it. So, as you can tell, these are legs here, obviously. This one, and that one will go back in there. And then you can see the arms up here. This actually fits onto there, and I'll show you how that becomes a chair in a little bit. But what happened was I sat down and the ground was soft behind it, and these are the back legs, and they sank into the ground some. And as I pulled it out, I didn't even pull that hard. I held onto these legs kind of like so. I held on to them when I pulled it out, but however, this rubber foot on here holds that line in there, and that stretchy kind of line. It pulled right off and broke off. You can see this one's gone too. Well, this one still has a plastic end in it, so I suppose this one just had a plastic end. You can see the mud coming out of it, but so as soon as it pulled out, it pulled all the stretchy string right out of it too. So this one still works, and that one still works. It's primarily just this side. And I would give this chair a bad review because of this, because I didn't pull it out that hard, and that came right off. And then the rest of the time, in order to sit, I had to stuff this line up into there and get it in there, and then set this one in and put stuff underneath the feet, which, you know, is kind of my fault because the ground was soft. But, you know, I should have known a little better when it started sinking to put something under it. And I did, because then I stood up and I was going to pull it up and put something under it, and the legs came apart. So anyway, you know, it shouldn't have came apart that easily. So what I think happens is this line feeds through this bracket somehow down into here, and then it goes through this pipe right here and out the other end, and then this foot that used to be in there must have a little catch on there, a little eye to tie that string into. So I'm going to try to feed that line back through there and figure out a way to put that line through there and hold it on the end. So give me a minute to figure that out and I'll bring it back in. Alright, now what I've done is I've looked up in there, and I probably won't be able to show you, but this string, this stretchy cord here, does come up through the bracket and then out through here, and it's supposed to come through there. So I'm going to grab my my fishing pliers here and reach up in there. Yep, there we go, we got it. So what I'll do now, we got that string, and here's the leg. I'm going to get that strung up through there. I'm going to have to pull it all the way out, hold tension on it, and then feed it through there. And what I think we're going to do is just take a washer, we'll untie this knot, put it through there, retie the knot with maybe another baby washer or something in there, or maybe just a big knot. And I'm thinking that should suck right up into the end of the leg there, and it should be good. That should work. You know, it's a redneck repair, but give me a minute and I'll untie this knot. Let me go throw some gold on there. Let's go have a look. So just give me a minute. I'll untie that knot, get that string work through there, and then we'll see if the repair works. But until then, let's look at some gold. Maybe I can turn the flash on here. Gold all in there. There's gold showing up everywhere. Let me see if I can give you a better view. See all that gold? Lots of gold in there. I'll tell you where that gold came from in a little while. Until then, let's keep working on this chair, huh? Alright. Okay, we got that line pulled out. We got the leg inserted into its holding bracket right there. Pretty good. Here's the kind of stretchy rope we got here. I got the knot out of it. I'll just put that washer on there and tie it double, I guess it's a square knot, a granny knot. My dad calls them a granny knot, so that's what we're going to call them. We'll just double up that knot, make it a little bigger than that hole there, see? Take these pliers off. That seems to work right there. It might slide around to the edge and come off, but we're just going to have to be aware of that. The only other thing we might be able to do is put some behind here that's the same size as that hole or a little smaller, so that'll force it into that hole. Let me see if I can find something to do that. There might be just a little better cob job there to make it a little better, a little more redneck repair with a little more intelligence put into it. Alright, I'll get all this undone. Don't need to do that off camera, or on camera I mean, and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, what I found was a little nut here, and it's smaller than that hole. It's not too small, it's not too big. The line barely fits through there. We got it through though. So let's try that this time. We'll tie another double granny knot in here to make the knot bigger. Just go through twice. I know you probably can't see that. Sorry about that. But just a plain old granny knot on there. Let's see how that works. We got our our nut and our washer. So I think now, trial and error, right? I think now we're going to want to have a knot inside to hold that nut to the washer, and then one on the outside. So let's try to do that. Back in a brief minute. Alright, I think we got it. I got a, can you see that? I got a nut inside the washer, a knot, a little square knot holding the nut and the washer together, and then a bigger square knot, a granny knot on the outside. So now it all slips right in there. No matter which way I come from, it slips in there and it's centered. So that's going to give us some pretty good support. Alright. I'm going to trim this little tag end off here. Give it a good melting. And yeah, then I'll construct the chair, show you what it's about, and yeah, in case you're wondering, how the heck is that thing a chair? Oh yeah, by the way, the gold's looking pretty good over there. Okay, let me show you how this thing goes together. They also have a long back version of this thing, of this chair. This is kind of the normal back. I didn't get the long back, even though it would have been more comfortable. I wanted to decrease weight because I initially got this chair for California. A couple years ago, I didn't take a chair. I thought, I'll just make one out of branches and rope. And, you know, that's not always the most comfortable thing, and they don't last too long. So I ended up getting a chair like this because it's quite a hike down in there and back out with your gear. We found that we can't really leave too much gear down in there unless it's made of metal or the bears like to chew it up. So, got to bring our stuff back out of the gulch with us, so you want to decrease weight when you do that. So I got this chair. I read a bunch of reviews. Let me back up a little bit to show you. It's actually a pretty nice chair, and the reason I opted for this one is because it had a double bar across the center, which would give it more structural stability. But I do like it. I think it weighs 2.5 pounds if I remember right. Anyway, I think that's going to work. I'll pull it down off this little table here, and I'll sit in and see what it feels like. Well, let's go look at some gold. Can't forget the gold, right? That's why we're here. See the gold in there? You can't see it really that great, I can tell. But when we shut that off, it's gonna sparkle like no tomorrow. Alright, we'll keep feeding this thing. We'll keep on feeding it. Everything's working really good. Got a little catch pan there. The heavies actually roll right out, or the lights, I mean, right up out of there. All right, having fun. Okay, we pushed all that through. Look at all the fine gold that's left in that pan. Bunch of little baby fine gold. Let's have a look in this sluice though. Wow, look at the gold in there. Alright, let's get this shut off. We got gold all the way, that might be a piece of lead. But I see pieces of gold all the way down in here. So we'll have to check our catch pan too, but look at the gold in there. Alright, let's get this thing shut off. Look at the gold, will ya? Alright, what I'm going to do now is get all that gold separated from the other heavies in here, and get it all dried out and let's weigh it up and see how much gold is in this stuff. I'll tell you a little bit later on what this gold is. Alright, having fun. Alright, here's all that gold. There is some black sand in there and a piece of lead there. I'm gonna keep that right in there. But what this is all that subscriber giveaway gold, that 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Someday we might reach 1,000, maybe not. If we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. It's not like we know we're gonna make money doing it. We just do it just to have fun. That's what it's all about, it's having fun. And I'm not sure if you guys saw my short, but here's that one piece that I kept out of our little rendezvous we went on. Me and a few buddies. I thought when I pulled it, this was also a crystal, but that's just a piece of the dolomite right left attached right to the crystal. Pretty cool. Nice size. That's what they would call a palmer. That one's pretty clear through there. Just a nice piece all around. There's no other contact. A little bit right there where my finger is. But a pretty nice piece, I'd say. A little bit of contact right there also, but that's a pretty nice piece. The contact was actually on this piece of stone, and this piece of stone eroded off the bedrock, like out of the cavity. Imagine there was a hole that this thing was in, and this was a piece of the wall of that cavity or bug, and it happened to break off and kept that right on there. Now if that rock wasn't there, there'd be an imperfection in that crystal. There would be a contact mark right there. So pretty cool piece. All right, we'll dry this stuff up here. All that stuff in that pan, we'll dry it up and give it a weight. See how much gold we got there. Okay, let's get a weight on that gold. I left that black sand in there and that little piece of lead. That's kind of like that's a gift. 2.6766875329046. 2.6 grams. We'll call it 2.5 grams. Alright, pretty cool. Okay folks, that was pretty fun. Figured out that chair, got her all fixed. It works pretty good. I tried it out down the creek. Thankfully it worked. We don't have to buy a new one. Check out some of these channels. They all do good stuff. Look, I got a new sticker too. Buffalo Chris Prospecting. He's a pretty cool guy out there in Idaho. He gets some good gold out there. Check out his stuff. Alright. Over here we got the Flower Gold Wizard rocks. All ready for the wash cycle. Got some soap in there with them. They're getting all clean. They turned out pretty good. Next video we'll have a look at those. Alright folks. I'll see you on the next one. Not sure what we'll do, but we'll do something fun, that's for sure. Alright. Until then, you have fun as well.